Welcome to.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey,
GM.
hey, sir.
How's
How you
everybody
doing?
doing?
Great. Looking forward to Gotchi News Network broadcast.
Yeah, it's up. Just excited for the events that are going to happen today. I know we have some Gotchi farmy stuff happening, and hopefully we could pick your brain about the arena a little bit more.
Yep. Let's do it. I'm jumping into the verse here. Get my channeling on.
GM, everybody.
I'm telling you, Hefe, you impressed me. All y'all impressed me waking up this early, man. Well done. We're here.
This is like the Rooster's Crow gang. The Sunrise gang. We'll call it that.
Sunrise gang.
I'll be honest, it's doing good for me. I have not been going out to the bar at all. Like I've just kind of like taken a big break from it. So these early morning, like we've had an early morning Thursday, a early morning Saturday and Sunday this week, and I've just been in the zone for this. Just going to sleep at midnight, waking up nice and early, and just ready to rock.
I don't know how to feel about this mature, responsible, no futuristic that I'm meeting.
I mean, I'm almost 40, so I might as well get my shit together at some point, right?
It's now or never.
I feel like that comes with a diet and exercise, right? Doesn't your circadian rhythms just kind of get in sync when you work out like that?
This is true. And the diet, I've been really trying to like focus on my diet, like keep it really simple and just protein packed. So like I've just been, I don't know, like there was a night that I was channeling. It was like 8 p.m. my time, and I was just like knocking out. And I was like, what is happening? But it's been good. I've been waking up at like 6 and just like been, full of energy.
Yeah, I know if you like typically with that like late night lifestyle, you eat right before you crash, and essentially like you're asleep, but your body is still awake processing food. So like you're not technically like getting that rest that you would if you stopped eating like 4 or 5 hours before bedtime. Not to go all nutrition science on the call.
Also, I see that Ben Lagan has dropped an auction link. I've tried going to the link, but it's coming up with an error. So maybe that.
Yeah, I checked that as well. I'm curious why. What's going on there? I think it's the wrong link. This is if you're trying to link to the Aavegotchi, it should be this one. That's why it's not working. Are you linking something else? This is the Aavegotchi one.
Your link's not working for me either, Dan.
Really? Let's see. Oh yeah, okay. Check that out. You can get to it via the UI, but yeah, we'll look into what's going on there real quick. So how's everyone doing? You guys have a good week?
I'm just looking at that galaxy brain ending in 37 minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. Deal of the
And
century.
the Aave boat in 10.
I don't know if I've ever seen the galaxy brain go for such a bargain.
Something I saw here yesterday, I was talking with the micro team about this stuff, is GBM is spreading. Are you guys aware of this?
I forget one of the PFPs I just talked to, they said they're looking into GBM. I'm glad to see 2023, I think, is going to be their year.
Song a day. He's got a long-running career on ETH mainnet, literally making these songs a day and auctioning them off. He just implemented GBM last week with the team. And then a really sidebar, super small project called Rasslers has also, I mean, they're very degen and very small and unknown, but they literally just implemented GBM auctions as well.
Yeah, I saw the Song a Day one. That's one of them. He basically is the Beeple of music, right?
I'd say so. If you're looking at the ETH community side, yeah.
Yeah.
We got a big day lined up for us, everybody in here. 71 people. We got we'll get we'll chit chat here, but we also have one of Gotchi Gang member here, Chair, who's been working on something called Infinity Keys. I'll let him just speak on that in a bit. And then later, the second hour, I'll be running through the sandbox demo with Gotchi Farming. And they'll give us a link to their live stream and we can kind of watch along as I go through the demo and we can talk about kind of the experiences and whatnot. So really exciting today. And yeah, we'll get that started in a bit. But in the meantime, we can discuss some alpha or
I'd love to. Yeah, I'd love to interject just for a moment and just get the team's opinion. Anything that matters or anything relevant or anything the community should know regarding the Polygon hard fork that seems to be imminent?
Oh, yeah.
I have been in contact with the team. I read all the forum posts about it. It's not really much we need to do on our side. We're just a DApp. So if things don't go well, then all the dApps on Polygon would be affected. But I think it's a change. I know they've been doing a lot of work on the validator side to kind of try and fix some of the lag issues that the network experiences. Like after EIP 1559, the network kind of reliability actually got worse in some ways. It's harder for the validators to. But it just, because block times on Polygon are so fast, it kind of complicated things. So they're trying to push a more Polygon specific solution, which originally they were basically just doing what Ethereum did, but that's not going to work for Polygon. So that's what this hard fork is about. Just they're changing a few parameters of the consensus. So I don't think it will affect us in any major way. We didn't really get affected by 1559 in a big way. And this is even a smaller hard fork than that, so I think it should be fine. But we'll be around, and if anything goes awry, I'm sure we can update the UI if needed.
Right on. Yeah, right on. Sounds like upward and onward in that regard. They're doing something with base feed calculations. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's like the not I don't think it's a base fee. It's like basically the number of blocks that one validator can validate in a row. It's currently like 64, and they're going to change that to 16, which is supposed to help fix a lot of the reorgs that constantly happen on Polygon.
Well, smarter stuff than me. Sounds good. If you ain't worried, I ain't worried.
Yeah, I had a good chat with their team 2 days ago. Seems like it's going to be fine. It's cool to see that a lot of these changes were actually proposed by the validators themselves. They have a very active validator community, and these changes were kind of proposed a long time ago, but they actually did a lot of testing and modeling before they put this change out. So they're kind of doing their DD on it. I like that they are taking their time with these kind of things, because it's obviously critical infrastructure. So can't be too careful with that kind of stuff. They've been, it seems like they've been pretty responsible with it.
We just had speaking of Polygon, we had a really great Twitter Spaces this week with Golden Cross on the most OP metaverses on Polygon. It just made me realize like how comfy we are on Polygon. Everybody seems to be looking at Polygon, especially the mainstream. You got companies like Starbucks and Reddit, looking at Polygon for their like NFT launch or digital collectible launch. And it's just so great knowing that the funnel is directed towards Aavegotchi, on Polygon. I think it's inevitable. It's only a matter of time before we get people who got onto Polygon because of Starbucks or because of Reddit, and then find Aavegotchi after they've kind of gotten onboarded through some other mainstream entity. I think that's going to happen this year.
Yeah, the other cool part was we had Sandbox on, we had Ginso Meta, some of these other metaverses, and they all had, obviously later today we're talking about the Sandbox and the interoperability there and what we're building in there. But then Ginso Meta, I think just today put out kind of some news that followed up on our spaces, which was a little bit more firmer details on basically allocating a space for Aavegotchi fam inside their metaverse. So that was pretty exciting to see. And then on top of that, Hefe and No Futuristic, you guys were on stage with me, and we got to hang out with what was it? Powered by Polygon, a pretty cool upstart kind of developers focused group led by Ryan there, 0x Maverick, and he was really cool. And then we had Metaverse Johnny on there, who has been kind of ever since the Solana Polygon drama started. He's been right in the middle of all of it. Kind of, he's got history on Solana, but he's also, I think, got a PFP project that deployed on Polygon. So just very well positioned to have kind of lead those conversations, I guess, between the two communities. I like how Sandeep says, he's like, this is ridiculous. We're 10 years in and we're talking about base layer stuff, like blockchain's just tech. But at the end of the day, people get tribal and they get upset when you deploy their dApps on other blockchains. So it was cool. It was cool to have them on and kind of, you could just tell that there was a lot of energy because they're in the middle of a lot of the stuff going on right now with Solana and just a lot of developers. And so it's really cool to see Aavegotchi in that conversation with them. And I don't know if they reached out to you guys afterwards, but I think they're really keen to follow up and hang out more.
I think both No Future and we both followed up with Metaverse Johnny after the fact, and we're gonna get him on one of our podcasts and hopefully link up during ETH Denver as well, because he's out there and he's a huge Polygon advocate. So it's gonna be good kind of seeing the events he has his eye on, and our strategy for kind of ETH Denver is to find these really great events and tag along and have our presence there. So yeah, it's really great. It was really great getting to know those guys in the Twitter space preemptively before ETH Denver. So yeah.
Yeah, I reached out to Powered by Matic and Metaverse Johnny, as well as I think it was Bellbine from the Sandbox. Just talking because these are all the friends in the space, so it's always good to connect with new peeps.
Yeah, good call on that. I think that's one of the main contacts Gotchi Farmy is working with this build. So yeah, he reached out afterwards, or just followed up, said it was a great spaces, really enjoyed it, and there's so much potential. I love the vibe with Polygon. Like we're all able to kind of come together and do some cool stuff. So we got to keep doing the spaces and the outreach and just connecting with people, because it shows immediate results. Like I was we've been working with Ginso Meta for a long time now, but it's amazing what we've done 2 spaces with them in the last 3-4 weeks, and then boom, they're like surprising me with this kind of like land allocation. They're just like, yep, we were thinking about it, now we're definitely doing it. It's amazing what just having a few conversations together can do, in terms of building trust and enthusiasm, and I think it's a win for our gang. I don't know all the details of it, honestly. I just saw the tweet today, but I was like, well, this is cool. This is definitely a good thing. So they're carving out a spot for Gotchiverse love and Ginso Meta, kind of like what's going on with Sandbox. Although in that case, it's our own DAO, like going hand, very forward with it and making what we want to make.
Is Gotchi Farmy going to be here today? I know that we're going to be seeing a presentation, but I'd love to get them up here a little early just to chit chat with them in general.
Yeah, I totally agree. I don't know. I was just texting with some of them a little bit ago. I think they're around. If they're in here, they should hop on stage, at least a little bit before Hefe. I'm hoping they're kind of narrating while Hefe's playing the demo, but I don't know. Hefe, do you know more about that?
Yeah, so I think that's kind of the idea here today is we have the live stream set up, and I'm thinking we'll get probably out of them Gotchi Farming. He's going to come up here and actually able to discuss while we, unfortunately we can't live stream from the Discord. That would have been so ideal, but so we'll drop the link for the Gotchi Farming Twitch there, and that'll show the whole kind of experience that I'm going through. And then maybe we can get Gotchi Farming, and if one of the other few of the other Gotchi Farming members want to come up here and party and just talk about the experience while I'm going through it, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so this first hour, we're going to be a bit distracted in the second one, but if this first hour we have any parades or anything happening in the Gotchiverse, then we kind of have that space available, so we can do both.
Absolutely, yeah. I think maybe if Chair is in the building, I see Chair is here. If you would like to come up and quickly, maybe like 15 minutes or something, talk about Infinity Keys, because I think that's something he's posted in the DAO forums. People have been there's some awareness around it, but I think I'll let him come up here and talk about what they're building over there. It's really interesting for engagement and well, there he is. Yeah, engagement and onboarding. So, Chair, welcome up.
Hello, GM everyone.
GM.
Happy Saturday. Can we also invite Magic up to the stage?
Yeah, for sure.
He is the founder
Sure.
of Infinity Keys.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, GM Magic, sorry.
Magic on your mind.
Yes.
Thank you for having us, everyone.
Hi, so everyone.
Yeah.
Let's get started.
Mhm.
Well, actually, I'm gonna let Cherry go to give a little background of his experience with Gotchi, and then I'll jump in with my experience, and we'll tell a little bit about Infinity Keys and kind of what we're about.
Yeah, thank you very much. Really excited to be here. Good morning. It's an early morning here, but even earlier for West Coast people. I don't know how you do it, but good on you. Have been Gotchi gang for a while. Was thinking about it last night, sitting with the GMI crew, and it's been almost 2 years, or definitely over a year and a half, or real close to it. And so it's been a really fun journey. We've posted in the DAO forums about Infinity Keys. We are infinitykeys.io. You can find us on Lens, at Infinity Keys, and on Twitter and everywhere else. But we have a puzzle package. I'm trying to paste links in. Boom. Oh, and Hardcore is in on the graphics too. We have a partnership idea that we want to present to you guys, and we have some graphics that we can go through. But ideally, we are looking to bring more exposure to new Aavegotchi players while still engaging people who have a stable of gotchis, or at least one gotchi, and already familiar with the game. Certainly most of the people that are in the audience now, but for any new players, certainly for any scholars, this is another layer for them to experience the game at a very low cost, or basically zero cost to them, and it's something that guilds can pick up on as well. But Infinity Keys is looking to tie all the different gaming worlds together through building games on top of games for gaming communities to connect with one another. So and Magic can speak a lot more on the concept, on that specific concept. I don't know if you want to touch on that first a little bit, Magic.
Yeah, so I'm Magic. My name's Andy Boyne. I'm super doxed. You guys can find me on the internet. I used to work at Chainlink Labs, which is how I know Aavegotchi, is we did a bunch of events together. I was on the content team, so I would write about Gotchi and see the tweets and do the meetups at various conferences. I've met a number of you. I don't know who anybody's handle is according to faces, except for Gravy. I met Gravy. I don't know if he's around, but been familiar with Gotchi for a very long time. We started Infinity Keys the idea is we want to let people make their own quest, their own achievement system.
about whatever, whether it's gaming or not. You want to set some goals for your kids to clean up their house. You want to reward yourself for eating right. I know we were talking about that at the top of the hour. I'm trying to as well. Or you've been playing a game for years and you want to create your own set of achievements for your friends. One of the things you can do with this sort of approach is you can make onboarding. We can make onboarding as a separate system for games that are a little tricky to get into. And Aavegotchi, frankly, it's tricky to get into. You've kind of got to know quite a bit to get going. Chair's been playing for a long time. I love your community, and the art is just incredible, of course. And so we started looking at Aavegotchi. What could we do? How could we help people get on board easier? And so we built a proposal based on that. So the idea is that you do things in the Gotchiverse and with Aavegotchi lore and passcodes, and then you come to Infinity Keys and you enter a passcode, or we do an NFT check to verify that you have done, you have Pedagotchi, you have done some of these other on-chain actions. And the idea being that we can make a bunch of side quests about whatever we want. In this case, what we want is for people to get exposed, to do some of these basic onboarding things so that they understand, oh, here's what there is to do in the Gotchiverse. Because right now, the Gotchiverse there's so much to do. I'm very familiar, and I didn't even know all there was to do until Chair walked me through it individually, because there's quite a steep onboarding. You got to get the Gotchi, you got to figure out, the rental, all that thing. So we've essentially made this onboarding pathway for Aavegotchi. We've done this with a number of other projects, and we're starting to work with even more. We've got a upcoming partnership with Cometh, also on Polygon. That's signed. That should come out in February. We're designing that right now. I'm super excited about that, and it'll be a very similar thing. We'll have people do their onboarding quest and collect an NFT. We'll have people explore their lore and their cards and things like that. And then a number of other games as well. Evermore, some of you are familiar with, and we're in talks with a lot of other projects on the infrastructure side, DeFi side, gaming, all over the place. So kind of then here, I'm going to just tell you this part because it's really exciting to me. What's really exciting to us is if we build side quests for Aavegotchi, for example, and we're also building one for Cometh, and we're also building one for Evermore, and we're also building one for XYZ, etc. We can then make achievements that say, okay, you've got to go and get the Gotchi achievement, you got to go and get the Cometh achievement, you got to go and get X, Y, and Z. Which means we can build the superstructure of achievements and rewards for people from all of those communities to try all of those games. Now, when I worked at Chainlink Labs, the key, and you guys know this if you've been in crypto, how you do marketing and exposure is you partner with other projects and you talk about it together. You get together on stage, you get together on a Twitter Spaces, and you reach more people. This is a way that we can natively build this into our gaming and into our on-chain checks and gaming architecture to do that very thing and to make it not only a Twitter Spaces or conference partnership, but an in-game partnership. You've got to go and actually do these things. So that's sort of that next step that we're very excited about, that we expect to see coming out early this year, and we would love to make Aavegotchi a part of that for so many reasons. As a project...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go ahead. You talk about the tie-in.
No, I was like the tie-in between projects, especially as we will be building more things, more with more games on Polygon, is really, really exciting because it's exposure within the ecosystem, and there are other games on Polygon that have massive followings and engagement and players actively playing. So bringing that all together is really exciting for me.
The other sort of cool component with these tie-ins and with the collaborations is we try to be composable. So we go and look at your project's NFT and we say, okay, you got to go collect this NFT or go do this action. And we can put that wherever. So what we do right now very often with projects is we'll say, okay, you got to go collect a lens post. Because when you collect that, it's a very small Matic fee or gas or negligible or nothing, but it is collecting an NFT. And so we can verify that somebody actually went and did that. We can also do that in Sandbox. So as you guys are building out the Sandbox experience in this game, I saw the video, as people do things in the game, as they maybe sign a guest book, or maybe they collect a particular NFT or an achievement of their own, we can make that part of a next step for future Aavegotchi-based Infinity Keys quests. So the composability action, that's exactly why we built it this way, to compose communities and assets together and do that. The other thing that kind of sets us apart from something like, if you guys have seen Galaxy or Pre-Mint or some of these other things where you can do sort of achievements, is we make them games. And so it's not just go and retweet this post, go and sign into the Discord. There is a small theme of game where you're a lost ghost and you've got to find your way, and we'll write that and we'll create art for it. And it's pretty minimalist, but it's enough to make it sure it is a game and people have to solve things and think through them, as opposed to just do a task that they can farm and get a bunch of spam. So that's kind of our core objective, is to use games as incentives to get people to do that next layer of things instead of just bribing them with tokens. We can kind of create more engagement, we can create onboarding, and we can do it through using gamification and these side quests. So in the proposal, we've kind of laid out a very specific set of steps that we plan for this particular onboarding. It is a specific campaign.
That's specific to Gotchi. The proposal is what Infinity Keys wants to do in Aavegotchi in terms of like a puzzle pack and an onboarding game of sorts, right? Maybe if you could describe like what that game would look like for Aavegotchi specifically, I think that would give us a really good idea of kind of how the Gotchi gang would, or maybe someone who's not Gotchi gang that wants to get into Aavegotchi would interact with with the Infinity Keys.
Definitely. A new player. So from the context of a new player that doesn't have any gotchis, the first challenge is a passcode challenge that will be strategically put out there through gotchi accounts, Infinity Keys accounts, key places, where people will be exposed to the puzzle, blogs, videos, with a passcode that they will take to that puzzle to enter the cycle, to sort of enter the pack and start the game. The completion of that first puzzle, once the player claims the NFT for that puzzle, puts their address on a lending whitelist, we will have a stable of gotchis ready to go for people to borrow for a lending period that will be long enough for them to achieve the next the following tasks in the pack. Also, players do not need to use a gotchi from the whitelist. So if they already have one, already have access to one, already borrowing one from somewhere else, they can still complete this pack. But this is more focused towards the brand new player being able to complete it, follow it along without falling off, going through all the different steps. So they get access to the whitelist, they claim a gotchi from the whitelist, they have access now to the greater gotchi world, as I'm starting to call it, and all of the different games and mini games and dashboards and fireballs and Aavegotchi stats and everyone else, and the Gotchiverse. In the Gotchiverse, we will be hiding a password or passwords throughout some different plots of land and parcels that we have and some of our friends have. That password will be what you need to take for Challenge 2. For Challenge 3, we will be checking if a player has ever pet an Aavegotchi, period. Which means that a player who hasn't, who has borrowed a gotchi, will need to call pet or need to call interact. It's a core mechanic in the game. It's something that we can check on chain pretty easily, and it's along with the gotchis themselves, the gotchiverse, but also the kinship and taking care of the gotchi and the sort of daily interaction, one of the most core mechanics in the game that goes back to the very beginning. Like checking to make sure that action has happened. That would be the end of the pack. So there are 3 puzzles there, or 3 challenges, or 3 hunts, and each of them have an NFT upon completion. Then with all 3 of those NFTs, the player can mint the pack NFT. And from there, we are looking at what options we have to do an airdrop to winners of like a VRF drawing or some sort of giveaway, likely VRF, for holders of that pack NFT, along with all of the stacking that achievement with other hunts and packs that we plan to do in the future. That was a little long-winded. I was following that pink graphic with the yellow and pink and purple icons in there. If anyone wants to look back at that.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, like, you guys have a forum post too, because I guess this is a pitch that you eventually want to give to the DAO. See if the DAO would be willing to, if they would want something like this built for Aavegotchi. Where can people go if they want to find more details about Infinity Keys? If they want to get be involved in the discussion, where would they go to do that?
So we are. I just posted in a media hangout, but the weekly hangout. But the forum post is up. It's in the Infinity Keys X Aavegotchi at DAO.Aavegotchi. InfinityKeys.io is our website, and where can people play games and solve puzzles and get into the mix and sort of get a feel for Infinity Keys there. We are at Infinity Keys on Twitter and Lens.
Just real quick, the stage we're at, we started last year and we just put out an MVP to see if we could make, check passcodes and check NFTs. And we raised a small pre-seed round. We don't have a token. We have not sold any NFTs. We are still, a early community in that sense. But our traction, I think someone had asked about our traction. We got, 14,000 mints on Polygon and about 3,000 paid mints on Lens. We charged enough of a fee to make sure like it wasn't all spam. You get some bots, but we've gotten some really significant engagement with just these initial hunts and quests because people want to collect and people want to collect more and people want to solve all the puzzles. So we're really excited about growth this year. Now that we've really hit an MVP project, we're signing projects like Cometh and Lens and ideally you guys and more in the works to get some of that traction. A lot of people are posting some of these other sort of DAO tooling projects. We are right in line with a lot of those projects. And what excites me about things like this, or like POAPs, I love POAPs, is we can use POAPs as quest requirements. We're building this to be a composable layer and not, monopolize the stuff you can do on chain layer, but to be a place where people can come and build these things to require various elements together. So one thing I do want to add, share, I'll drop in the chat is our docs, which is like the most up-to-date version of our white paper and things like that. It's more of a vision piece and it's not complete on like the how to play and the game guide and stuff like that, but we'll drop that. We just kind of left that out to our community this week, but that's kind of where to go if you want to hear what we're about, where our hearts are, why we're building this, what we're doing, and we'll drop that in real quick too.
Okay, yeah, sounds good. Thank you for sharing, giving us a sneak peek at Infinity Keys, and we'll check this out, and maybe we'll have a follow-up discussion later in the week, or sometime next week. Have a follow-up discussion on that.
We'll be around.
I
Absolutely.
wanted to mention, really excited about ETH Denver. Really excited about connecting with everybody. The Gotchi Lodge I just learned about last night with GMI, and just being able to meet everybody and onboard a bunch of new people. Certainly, this is something that we have some big plans just for Infinity Keys at ETH Denver, and would love to, and it would be perfect for this pack to be something that we can showcase at ETH Denver. We're gonna be hitting it hard anyway at ETH Denver. I know I'm personally gonna be hitting Aavegotchi hard at ETH Denver. It's my number one conversation piece in any Web3 conversation anyway, other than Infinity Keys. So ideally, if we can get, well, I think we can do it. I think just whatever we have to get in place, management wise and technically and specifics and otherwise, and make sure the proposal gets through and everyone supports it, obviously. But would love to feature this at ETH Denver. and just excited to meet everybody as well. So wanted to throw that out in terms of timeline.
Okay, awesome. Yeah. No, I think Denver is going to be a really fun event. I think we have a lot of people that are Gotchi Gang and non-Gotchi Gang that are going to be attending. Uh, we got the Polygon crowd. I think that's going to be a big deal there. I'm looking forward to the new connections, the new like networking that I'll be doing there, alongside everybody who's attending the Gotchi Lodge, which I think you might be stopping by as well, right? Periodically, maybe,
Oh,
and hanging out
definitely.
with some
I'll
of
be
us.
around. I will be around.
Very cool.
Well, thank you, folks. Looking forward to
Thanks.
interacting with everyone, and certainly any questions that come in, happy and excited to chop it up.
And we appreciate the time. We've got a Discord too. You can't level up into the Discord yet because we do questing, and so you've got to quest into level 1. And right now we're out of spots, but we'll open some more soon. But you guys come on in and say hey to
Still
us.
join.
You can
Still
still
join. Come
Just
join,
can't level up
hang out.
yet. All right. Peace out. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Later.
Awesome stuff.
It's so cool to see because Chair I think is OG MSG Gotchi Gang, and it's interesting. It's cool to see like these other projects that we see friends getting associated with now and bringing them back to Gotchi. And so yeah, just I'm curious to know what else everybody is building out there. It's like so a lot. Gotchi Gang's humble, man. Like I don't know. I think it's compared to other communities. Like we have a lot of builders who go, I guess, undiscovered for some time, and then emerge with some crazy game or product. It's amazing.
Do it in stealth.
That's kind of the gotcha ethos, right? Kind of under promise, over deliver. Feel a lot of that in this community. I like it.
It's a healthy way to approach life.
Yeah.
Gotchi inspires, and then Gotchi Gang inspires other Gotchi Gang, and the great loop and cycle happens.
I
The
mean,
vortex happens.
I'm hoping we can kind of pitch at Eat Denver the whole value proposition of the protocol. Coming to the protocol, this is one of the things about Aavegotchi that really I was really drawn in by when I first came into Aavegotchi was this idea that you could come to this protocol, build your game using the assets. So you're not designing any of the assets. You don't have to design the trait set. You don't have to design any of that. And you can start building with I think at the time Coyote had like a basic mini game template, and you could start building right away on that. And it's, I think that was the thing that drew me in. And then there's a crowd, a Gotchi Gang ready to play your game. And so it's like some of the marketing, like some aspects of normal, I think game launches have already been kind of taken care of, that already been kind of covered. You're not creating something from scratch where you have to curate your community and all that from the very start. And so I'm hoping to see other like developers at Eat Denver that maybe see that that value there of like building on the protocol, building their own experience on the protocol.
I'm getting a little bit of that with the artists I'm bringing in because it's like, here's the template, make your own art, and then that eventually crosses over to the game makers to be like, oh, I can just rip from these assets.
Sorry, you were talking about the artists there, White Ranger. I missed that last bit.
Yeah, so the artists have, all the like game models and everything to pull from. And so they make some crazy art out of it. And then you can have the game makers come in behind them and say, oh, I can turn this art into a game, like a playable game.
Oh yeah, no, that's cool. And then we're seeing actually a few cards ending up with utility. I think the Forge card has utility. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to let that out. That might be some alpha, but there's some utility there. And then there was another card that I recently saw that had some sort of utility. Was it a game experience? I can't remember. It had some sort of utility.
No, you're talking about Gachi World. It's Gachi World.
Gotchi World. Yes, that's the one. He Seiza. He's built the petting bot we all know and love from the very start, and one of the first petting bots. And if you own the Gotchi, I think it's called Gotchi World Studios. If you own that NFT, you'll get access to, I believe, free petting. So that's going to be kind of a cool little perk.
That's a really fun use case for Feigachi.
It's so brilliant. It's so smart. It's similar to I think it was Stomper, the first Chainlink VRF fake Gotchi card that was really a raffle. I thought that was a great use. And then also we had that crossword puzzle. I forgot who put that out. The Gotchi crossword puzzle that was a fake Gotchi card. So we're seeing some fun use case coming out and utility that is a little unexpected, but like very evolving.
Currently working on a piece, and I had essentially like a raffle turn into like an elemental, like you would see like a airbender or something like that. And as I'm like playing with this sprite, moving it around, I'm like, oh, I could make a whole game just out of elemental raffles, and it would be fire, pun intended.
Yeah. There was a cool one by, I think it was like Slick, and he said his sister was like helping to make the art. Super cool stuff, like really really nice art related to, and they all have like collaterals on their forehead, different collaterals, different like styles. That was awesome. Loving all the items in the queue these days. We did put out a burn list the other day. We gotta take those out of the queue, but definitely not too bad. Queue's been doing a good job. You guys have been doing a great job with the art.
Do you know when those will come out? Like what day? Would it be today or
Which one?
next week?
What's that?
You said you were going to remove the flag. Do you know what day? Like, is that next week, or do you know the timeline on getting them
They're
out of there?
all the ones that are paused for review. I think we put out a tweet the other day with the list. We just gotta actually remove them from the site. So there was a tweet, I believe it was put out already. Am I maybe crazy? I have to check the Twitter. That was like a list of the ones that were going to be burned. We put that tweet out every so often. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah, just let me know when the site gets updated. I'd like to.
Okay, yeah. And yeah, we pushed a cool update to the auction site where it'll show the MP4, and it also shows the whether it's like a GIF or an MP4, which is super helpful because before you couldn't really check like if it's an MP4. Now there's like a kind of a hack where you can load all the auctions and then you can Control F and then basically type in MP4 and then you can see all the fake gotchis that are MP4s if you're interested in collecting those types. It's actually, I've been using that a little bit on my side.
Yeah, the synth collection was very cool. So, like, when you walk over those, will those autoplay the audio?
That's definitely the intention. We do need to make sure. Yeah. So walking over it should be fine. There was some discussion of like making everything play all at once, but that would just be a cacophony. So probably we'll have it so it plays when you walk over it, because it's just a video, right? So video should have audio.
Now, you can stop me if it's too much. Would it theoretically be possible to have it to where you can set the NFT to autoplay or not? Because like in your cacophony scenario, it'd be cool if like you had four 4 NFTs that were in harmony. And so if you walk in the middle of them, you can hear all 4 like isolated. But then, if you wanted to turn one on or off, that would be cool.
Yeah, that could be an option a little bit down the line here.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give you a lot of dev work.
Are you talking about like when you are on your parcel without actually walking over the NFT? These would be actively kind of moving if it was a video.
Yeah, like the sandbox has it like a range, kind of like a water fountains and stuff. I mean, we already have similar features. Like if you could turn it on to where you like walk next, like when you get in range of it, it starts playing the music that's in it.
Oh, like ambient sound.
Yeah, because some of the parcel decorations already have audio that autoplay. But that would have to be manual for sure.
Yeah, I wonder. Like my computer would be fine with that, I'm sure, because it's a beast. But I wonder how taxing that would be on your computer if you had all the animations going on your parcel, without actually walking over them.
Yeah, that's where the toggle comes on. So you could have a toggle like when you log in. You know how we toggle off the background, some of the animations and stuff. You could just toggle off the autoplay on the art.
I'll go on play, yeah. Are there any plans at some point to introduce maybe some even larger tiles? I feel like on the spacious we could go larger, like with a larger tile, maybe, possibly. Um, like maybe it's instead of an 8x8, you have like a 16x16. You wanted to do like a large art gallery. I don't know. Could be interesting.
You mean like a NFT display?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. We definitely are gonna be. We have some plans for like bigger NFT displays for sure.
Will
The
there be a
mother of all
development
NFT
option?
displays.
Will there be a limited edition option of
The-
maybe these largers?
There could be. I mean, the initial golden NFTs didn't really sell too well, so I don't know if there was much appetite for them. But it's always worth having the option, I think.
Yeah. 8-Bit Gamers Guild actually owns like a significant amount that I did not even know about. They own like half of them.
Are they using them?
Not yet. Those guys, I guess I've been waiting to get the NFT displays from them. I haven't really got around to it, but I want to get the NFT display set up on their parcel. So we have I think it'll be the only solid gold art gallery in the metaverse, in the
Yeah.
Gotchaverse.
You get your golden altar, your golden NFT displays, tiles. That'd be nice.
It's dripping in
Classy.
gold. Yeah.
It's also going to do some fuzzy math of like how many parcels there are. If 10% of people wanted art, we would need X amount of fakes, and it is way more than we have, even minted right now.
So if 10%
So if you
of
take all
people
the
that are
parcels, yeah, like 10% of people in the future that own parcels, if they're going to have one piece of art, how many, we'll need X amount of pieces of art, and it was a lot.
and same with NFT displays, right? We'll need a lot of NFT displays. That's why we made those things kind of unlimited. Because as we continue to scale up, they'll be literally just wouldn't be enough.
I'm gonna have to snag another display because I'm about to snag the Sus the Raffle. Oh, Sus the Grass. It's not Sus the Raffle.
Yeah, that's sat in the queue for forever.
Oh, is that finally minted?
It's minted. The first one's up, and it ends. It was a 1 hour. I thought it was gonna run longer, but it's only a 1 hour, so it's happening. I'm sure he's gonna put up another one at the conclusion of this. But this is a historic piece, so I'm kind of hyped for it.
That's the grass. Nice.
I want to see if Gachi Farmy is around to come up here and talk about Sandbox a little bit here before we
Actually,
before we get
friends,
into
I'll
the
tell
whole thing.
you, it seems like they are live right now. Or is this
Yeah,
a replay?
well, they are. You kind of picked up the alpha. They are live, but they're not officially streaming it. We haven't given the go yet on that. So, yeah. So that link will be shared here. But let's get him up here, and let him talk about the whole Sandbox experience here.
GM.
GM. Welcome. The big day. The demo day.
Yeah. It's nice to be able to present it to the community, yes. And No Futuristic knows everything.
I feel so dumb right now. I'm like, what? I'm just excited to see it. I'm really, really excited to see what happens.
Yes. Since the beginning of the Hangout, Sandbox was mentioned multiple times with the quest things and everything. So it's cool that maybe what we're presenting today could have synergies with other things running in the ecosystem. So it's cool.
For sure, yeah. Absolutely. I could see this being a space that gets used for many different things. I think was it White Ranger you mentioned, I think that the Gotchiverse that you guys built in Sandbox could be used as a movie set. Like you could have Gotchis running around like saying things to each other and
Whoa, you're leaking alpha.
Was it
Yeah,
you who
that
said
was
that?
the DM, dude.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
Whoops. I mean, yeah, whatever. Yeah. Movies in the sandbox.
Dang.
Yeah, man, all kinds
It's
of
all good.
creative.
It's open ended. No ideas are original. Anyone that wants to do that though, you can just YouTube any like Roblox or there's a lot of Minecraft like movies that take place in Minecraft. Millions of views.
Yeah, and so like you guys will see it today. There's a series of quests that I'll run through with through the demo there. And I could see that being a use case for sure. I think there's a chance there to do some storytelling and some lore of the Gotchiverse through this experience. And so I'll let you talk on it, Gachi Farmy. Kind of what was your thoughts around the way you designed the quests? What were you trying to showcase or accomplish through like this experience? Kind of curious to know your thoughts.
Yeah, so what you are going to see today is the proof of concept that we wanted to do. At first, it was like a GFA project just to sandbox tools to see what could be possible to implement with the actual release of their tools, Game Maker and VoxEdit. I think a lot of you should already know that tools. And yes, after a few weeks, we discussed that with Pixelcraft, and we thought it could be good to try to implement a proof of concept about what could be made and trying to recreate the environment to see what would be the result. So that's what you're going to see today. And so for the visual, the graphics and everything. And also, as you mentioned, Hefe, we tried to bring some quests. So it's very basic. It's very draft things. So in our mind, if we are going further, it should be way more evolved and with a lot more of content. But what you're going to witness today is what we would like to create as educational content for people that don't know Aavegotchi project yet. So it displays to people how does it work in the Gotchiverse. But so yes, basically that's it. And at the end of the demo, you will have a little alpha about what could be the next phase with new environment, because most of the demo take place in the Citadel, but and in Sandbox you can create everything and go maybe over the walls. So yeah, basically that's what you are going to witness today. And yes, just to complete that, we don't want to recreate the Gotchiverse somewhere else. A new Gotchiverse. The Gotchiverse is the Gotchiverse, and as I mentioned last time, the way it is, just a place where we want our projects to gain some more lights, as Infinity Keys mentioned at the beginning of the live, new explosion, new ways for people to know Aavegotchi, and also new ways to broadcast the new features that are coming on the project when Pixelcraft is releasing massive new functionalities or gameplay.
Absolutely, you guys will see an exciting part near the end there. There's potential here to tell the whole lore of the Gotchiverse, the dynamic between the Liquidators, the Aavegotchis, and you might have touched on it, but the educational component too, and like teaching people about the Gotchiverse through just like having fun and playing sandbox experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm just talking to one of your colleagues there, Gotchi
Mhm.
Farming, and we're getting this set up here. So we'll drop the
Okay,
link
cool.
here shortly. And we're on stage here. I'm on a different laptop, so I can stay on Discord while we're doing this, and we can kind of discuss like the experience as we're going through it.
Yeah, the
Just
idea.
give me a minute. I'm gonna mute myself for a sec. I gotta figure this out and just get this live stream
Okay.
set up for you guys.
Yes, the idea is that we are going to broadcast the thing on Twitch. So all the people that with their setup are allowed to go over there. You're going to be able to have sound and visuals. But we thought it's good also to stay here in the amphitheater speaking. So it's this sound that's going to be broadcasted. As if people can see, they could still hear what we are talking about. And also we are broadcasting the weekly Hangout chat. So if you have questions or comments during what you're gonna see, to drop. It's brought directly on Twitch, so we are gonna see what are your answers, your questions, your suggestions. And also at the end of the live stream, I think Jesse is gonna drop a type form. Not a lot of questions, but it's a good way for us to get your feedbacks and what you thought about what you're gonna see today. Yeah, basically that would be that. I think we're just finishing everything. Oh yes, we could maybe drop it now, Jesse. There is a cool picture on it, so people. Oh, you already dropped it, I think. Cool, but yes, we can drop it now, and maybe at the end also.
Yeah, I got them. So they are live streaming. I'm about to hop in here. I think I'm gonna get the final confirmation from Mr. Seb there, and just make sure it all looks good on your end. I'm not looking at the live stream right now because I'm saving some bandwidth. How does it look on your guys' end there from your computers?
For me, it's not live yet, so I think it should be
Okay, maybe they haven't
very
officially
soon.
gone live. Okay, just get the final confirmation from him, and we're gonna kick this off.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe people already have questions. I don't know. We just released a tweet.
If you guys have questions, drop them in the chat there.
Yeah. Also, we released a view on Twitter this afternoon. Maybe I can put it back.
So I guess I'll start off with a question.
Yeah.
With why the sandbox? Like, what was it? Have you done previous work in the sandbox and it was like a natural step forward for yourself, or was it like a new experiment for you and the team trying to build this experience in sandbox?
A very good question. On my side, I'm a player since a long time on Sandbox. For a long time, sorry. So I know I did a lot of experiences. I know the mechanics quite well. And at some point, that's why we had the idea that it could be cool to do something over there for Aavegotchi. And in the JFA team working on that, we have some people that already use the technical tools to create. That wasn't my case, but that's the profile represented in the team. So you put that together, and with the creators and the people experiencing a lot of experience in Sandbox, that's why and when the idea popped out. Yes.
Awesome. I also see that you have now gone live, so I'm just setting that up. I've become Hefe and like started running to like, oh crap, I gotta set this up. Does anybody else have a question?
Yeah, any questions? Bring them up. I'm gonna try and stay in this active in our chat here, but I have officially logged in and kind of just getting ready to kick it off. I got the confirmation from Mr. Side that
I have a question, if I can
Yeah.
squeeze in. I'm a lot more familiar. I'm like pretty darn familiar with voxels. Not as familiar with Sandbox, although I'm looking at it more. And now hearing what's developing over there with y'all, my question is, there are a lot of on-chain things that you can do with voxels, as well as like programming whatever functions you want, almost whatever you want. If you can write it in JavaScript, you can kind of run it. Is it similar in Sandbox in terms of that and in terms of on-chain checks and whatnot?
Yeah, good question. I would say right now, Sandbox is a bit behind on that subject, but it's on their roadmap. And well, the Sandbox roadmap is, I would say, mid-term, long-term. But right now, that's not features that are integrated in the game maker. So yeah, I would say on that kind of that side of the experience, it's not something that is integrated yet. Yes.
all right. So I've officially hopped in here. Can you guys see me on your stream? I'm talking to Coder Dan. We're gonna kick it off
Yes.
with Coder Dan.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
It seems
yeah.
all right.
Okay, yeah, let's walk these folks through. So this first question, we're gonna talk to Coder Dan. I'm Coder Dan, lead summoner in the Gotchiverse, co-founder of Aavegotchi. You'll find other team members on the map, but first you should grab some ghost tokens. So we're gonna say it's a pleasure to meet you. Let's go find these ghost tokens. And so we just started the quest. And now we got to run around the Citadel. And the first quest here is to just collect ghost tokens. And so you're gonna run through.
Jesse, sorry, if I think we
Go
need
ahead,
to
yeah.
drop the link of the
Oh yeah,
the
absolutely.
stream.
Drop it. Drop
Okay,
it for these
thank you,
folks that
thank you,
follow along.
Transistor. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're going to kind of take you through this experience and this demo. I'm going to run through, and I think it'll give you guys a good example of some of the quests that we could come up with for engagement in the Gotchiverse. And so collect all these tokens. Gotchi Farming, you might have to help me a little bit finding some of these ones because some of these tokens can be.
Oh man, treasure the challenge, Hefe.
It is actually challenging. Like this is probably my second or third time doing this. And so I have a good idea of where everything is. But my first time around, it took me quite a while to find everything. And so this is a very large space. I think in terms of like sandbox space. Oh, there's Jesse. We'll talk to him in a bit. But in terms of sandbox space, I think this takes 4 pieces of sandbox land.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
We should wait a bit. I think some people are still with the ad on Twitch because Twitch is when you arrive on Twitch, you have an ad to watch. So,
okay. I can describe what I'm doing here as well for those of you who are maybe not quite tuned in yet.
yeah. So maybe
right now
just wait a bit,
don't
yeah.
don't blind man me, Hefe.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna just.
I
I'm
know you
gonna-
want to play and you want to collect GHST for sure. I want to do that.
I'm gonna swim in this pool of Keck.
Hefe, can you
Yeah.
maybe either adjust and get a little closer to the mic, or just volume up a little bit? You're having some requests to get a little louder.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I can actually do that.
Maybe I'm a bit too loud on my side.
No, it's actually
No,
me.
you're
I turned
fine.
I turned mine
Yeah,
down.
no,
earlier.
you're fine. It's Hefe's mic is really low.
Okay.
How's this now? Testing, testing, test.
It sounds strong.
About the same.
More or less the same. I cranked it up. I don't know. How about now?
I don't
You
know,
just gotta
Hefe's-
get louder, Hefe.
Yeah, start
Well,
screaming.
Yeah, I'm using a different laptop, so I'm not even using a mic right now. That's probably why.
That's probably what it is. Okay, well,
Yeah,
go for
you're
it.
not gonna get a regular Hefe sound today. My mic's not hooked up, so I had to do it for this experience today, just the way it's arranged.
Okay, I will say that the fountain right now is gorgeous. Or most of us through our ads. I bet most of us are through our ads, and those that want to watch are probably seeing stream right now. Fair. Got 31 people on that channel right now. Nice.
Yeah, very good. And so anybody still in here, just so we get there, because there's 100 of you in there. If you get to the Twitch link, you'll see exactly what we're doing. Otherwise, you'll just hear us and you won't know what's going on. So click on that Twitch link. If someone can drop it again here, just for anybody that might have missed it. Yeah, that's where you're going to see what we're doing over here. So not the most ideal, but I think this is the best way we figured out to work. So.
We really wanted Hefe to play, so yeah, I think we are thinking it's better than just us presenting the thing. But yes, sorry, it should maybe lag a bit even during our tests. Very consuming.
Yeah. How is it right now for you guys? I'm going around collecting the GST tokens. I think I collected all 10 of the tokens, GST tokens.
I think
Yeah, you broke it.
Yeah, you broke it. Too many GHST mates. It's I don't know what happened. It seemed like it's froze.
I just probably just general bandwidth consumptions on Hefe side if I had to guess.
You probably
Yeah,
have to
don't
leave
have-
the Gotchi verse if you want to do this, Hefe.
Yeah, okay. This is
You had to
Okay,
cut someone loose, Hefe.
Yeah. Okay. If it's not working anymore, we have another option, a backup option. So it's be able to display. Maybe we can try. Okay. Now it seems to work for me. I think if you all refresh, it should work.
I closed Discord, so there we go. So that might help. I closed Discord on my other computer there.
You're getting a
Yeah, no, right, Phase. Ambitious Hefe.
refresh to
No.
a commercial, so that should be a good sign.
Okay. So let's wait a few seconds.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's all good. I mean, even if we
Buy
can
some
give
Papa
these
John's.
guys, even if we can give these guys a taste of the experience and some of these quests here, I think it'll be good.
Stream's back up for me.
So just let me know when I'm good to go here, and we'll go to the next character.
We're up to 63 watchers right now. I think we're in pretty good shape at this point. Looking good on my side.
Okay, so I
Right
think
on.
you would be able to talk to you.
Yeah, I can talk to myself here. So I'm going to talk to the OG.
Meta in the metaverse.
That's right. It says, hi, friends. I'm Hefe, an Aavegotchi ambassador, host of weekly DAO community call, a galaxy brain conversation for crypto and non-crypto people. Please let Zbot know he's invited to the next one. He'll be easy to find. He's a colorful artist. So we got to go look for Zbot now. Perfect. Okay. Now this is the OG Gotchi Gang Hangout quest. And so we have to find the other 3 OG Aavegotchi team members. And so we'll go look for Zbot here. You guys might have to give me some hints. I think Zbot's over here on this side.
So Jesse, but
I think Zbot's hiding over here.
he's in the chat. He's in the chat.
I will say it really warms my heart personally to see such familiar faces within the sandbox architecture. That's big time.
Yeah, so we got Zbot here. I'm Xavier Iteruld, aka Zbot. I'm an Aavegotchi summoner, chief visionary, and art director of Pixelcraft Studios. I have an important message for you, but first, I'll need a VR headset. Can you buy me one at the market? And so now we have to go buy a VR headset at the market.
And the good thing for you is that you have GHST in your pocket.
Oh, yes. So I can just go buy it straight up. So let's go find the bazaar. Bazaar is over here. Farmy, correct me if I'm wrong. Is there a quicker way to get to the bazaar?
Be careful, the guard is looking at you. Looking.
This is a big space. Like it takes a while to do some of these quests just because you have to find, like, you're spending time looking for the looking for the characters.
Oh, stop. Here we have the Zybot GM. Aavegotchi to your left, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Behind you, yeah.
And so
Groundwork.
this is cool.
So we can also, I think the final idea, if the project continues, is to be able to display the fake Gotchi art gallery in Sandbox. That's part of the project. So
A museum of sorts.
yeah.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Sandbox Museum.
Okay, so if I can give you a clue, it's in the inner walls, the market, because a lot of GHST are stacked over there, so it's to be
You gotta
protected.
keep it guarded.
Yeah.
And I think it's this guy. We gotta go talk to this guy for it. So, hi, I'm selling a VR headset wearable for 10 ghosts. Do you want to buy it? Yes. And so there's a VR headset. We gotta go pick that up.
Mm.
Yep. I gotta take this to Zbot now.
It's a very nice price you had.
10 ghosts for a VR headset, man. Bargain of the century.
Yeah. I'm seeing good ideas in the chat.
People putting in some good ideas for quests.
Yeah, with fake gotchis, getting non-playable
Yeah, I
gotchi in the
guess
experience.
I guess something to mention here is this Gachi Farmy sandbox project started with you guys, but it's become almost a collaborative process between the DAO and Pixelcraft. And so this is going
Yes,
to be a really cool partnership going forward.
yes, we even got the support from the DTF to fund the proof of concept, as a lot of work was in motion in order to create that. Okay, so now Xibot has his VR headset.
Yeah, he's wearing it. We got him
Yeah,
to
he's
wear
wearing
your
it.
headset. Let's go see what he has to say.
And we also got a lot of support from Pixelcraft. We have a weekly meeting with Jesse in order to discuss about the things we are doing. We really want to do it the right way, not to go in a bad direction. And with you, I feel so. We got a lot of help. So yeah, it's a collaborative process, and we deeply want it to stay like that, and even to go to a larger base if the project continues to scale, and even having the Gotchi gang involved in the process of creation. So it's definitely the idea of it.
So I didn't completely describe what we did there, but Zbot was thankful for the headset, and he says to the next step here is to go talk to Nick Mudge after we get the headset. So let's see what Nick Mudge has to say. Hi, Nick Mudge, author of the Diamond Standard and co-author of ERC 998 Composables. I joined the Aavegotchi team as a Solidity smart contract advisor. The Gotchiverse and Aavegotchi themselves are composed using these fantastic innovations. And so we have a couple options here for talking to Nick Mudge. But it is your mythical. We do not have a mythical diamond in our inventory. we have to ask him, you lost your mythical diamond. I'll try to win it at the raffle. And so this is actually another quest here. We have to enter the raffle, and we're gonna have to get some raffle tickets first. So I'll show you how to get the raffle tickets.
Yeah.
And then we get the diamond. So
Yeah, for sure. The idea of it, it's what we said just right before, is to provide educational content to people about all the things that are happening in Aavegotchi world. So the raffle is a big part of it. So now to enter a raffle, you need raffle tickets.
this is
That's
Gotchi memory, right? Is this the next step?
I don't know. You need to find it.
Oh, actually, no. I think we need to go
You
here
can
first.
try to go to the raffle. Just look at what they
Just
are going to
see.
say to you.
Yeah. So this is the chain link VRF raffle here.
Yeah.
You want to enter the raffle? Yeah, of course. Or if there's a new user, they'd say, "Oh, the raffle. What is it?" Then it actually tells you
Yeah,
what the raffle.
they can have. Yeah.
There's an opportunity to explain. You don't have enough tickets to win some, but you got to play the Gotchi memory game. So okay, let's go play Gotchi memory. And we got
So we added some new feature. If you are looking to the gotchis are moving. It's like
oh, that's fun. Okay, so this is actually going to be a challenging game for me because my memory is okay on the best day. So
We're with you, Hefe.
we'll see how this goes. Okay, GM friends, I'm Gravy, Director of Marketing of Aavegotchi. Good memories, I invite you to play at Gotchi Memory. Find the pair corresponding to these three Aavegotchis amongst other Aavegotchis in the stands by placing their respective totem on their matching twin. Enjoy. We start the game here. Gotchi Memory, and now you see these three totems just dropped. Here, and you see these three gotchis. And so what we need to do is pick up the totem. So I'll pick up this one. We have to find the matching gotchi for this. And so everybody take a good look at this. We're gonna go look in the stands here and see if we can find the matching Aavegotchi.
I think on my side I just lost the stream. Can you
Agreed.
confirm, guys? In the
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
so maybe just do a pause.
Oh,
Hefe.
you know what? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna stand still. I actually think I might know what's causing this. 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
just realized.
you had to stand still to solve it. I'm curious.
Yeah, I think it's too many information for Twitch, and as it's not broadcasted from Hefe PC, it's crossing the Atlantic Ocean before it goes to Twitch. So
Okay, it should improve significantly. I think my VPN was just really damping down the bandwidth that I had. So
it's
this might
back.
be better.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
back.
this might be a lot better now. We'll keep it like this. So we got a
So-
gotchi down there. We got to remember what that one looks like.
So
and,
which one you are doing the
purple.
ETH Gotchi?
Each
Yeah,
one. Yeah,
the logo.
exactly.
So it's on the left.
Thank you. Oh, up there, here at the top, maybe.
We lost you again. I
Oh,
think we
man.
lost you again.
Yeah, I'm seeing Papa John commercials again. Shaq looking cheesy.
Papa John's commercials.
Is the ad on Twitch related to the type of content you are streaming on your channel or not?
No, I don't think so.
We are French. We always talk about cheese.
So I got
Hey, Gotchi Farming, while we wait here, I hop on stage. I want to highlight a few points of like the process you've put into this, and you've really done the right way, starting really early, not just you, but you and your entire team. How many people are working on this, first of all? You've got it's a true army, right? It's a team.
Yes, we are 9 people, and we created a proposal of. We proposed the idea in our bistro, our guild space. We'd like to create that, and 7 people with the me and my mates, wanted to work on that. So we constituted the team. And with those 9 people, as I said, we experimented. And when we had something good in hand, we came to Pixelcraft and DTF saying, okay, guys, we have an idea. We tried to put the thing together as cool as it could be, as it would be a good example of what could be the final experience. Proof of concept, sorry. And that's where we received a very massive support from Pixelcraft and DTF. So yeah, and the story started in October, and we had to keep it low profile until I would say December. So it was very hard for us.
Yeah, I really enjoyed our weekly calls. I was getting true alpha, and it had nothing to do with anything I was producing. It was just like a back and forth on the direction you guys were going and what you were prioritizing. And I love the adjustments you guys have made. You know, like it's come a long way. But the first time you showed it to me, it was already from a visual perspective. You pretty much had the visuals down. Like the aesthetics here are great. I just feel like, especially in the sandbox, everything's so bright and happy. This is like so distinctly Aavegotchi or Gotchiverse, because Aavegotchi can be pretty kawaii and pretty happy, but this is like a video game that, you know, everything's taking place under the moonlight, nighttime, and it's pretty cool. It's just such a unique setting. And as we saw in the trailer, even when you go from the Citadel, it looks like you teased something with another dark nighttime kind of venue, which is the it seemed to be the Force of FUD, right? So, yeah, just the whole thing has a certain vibe to it that is rich, and I think we'll do well for it. You know, if we get the game loops, we get the gameplay down. This could evolve into something that people would keep coming back to, and I think that's ultimately what you're trying to do here, right? Is not a one-time experience in the sandbox, but something that can have legs and get people coming back.
Yes, replayability is the key, and also having some, I would say, events that make sense, not to recreate the events that already take place in the Gotchiverse and which are very good over there, but maybe specific events could be a good way, yeah, to use that. That's the idea, exactly. Oh, you have all the tickets, I think.
The stream is working for me. How about you guys?
Yeah.
The raffle.
It's working for me too, but I think we lost Hefe mic.
Oh no, I'm back.
No.
I was just muted. I was just trying to see if you guys can get the stream.
Okay,
so
okay.
Glad to see
It's working fine now. It's very good. It's cool. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think it was just VPN issue. I should have messed with that earlier, but we're all good now. We're all good. So we're gonna enter the raffle. We got our tickets here.
Okay. I think
Here
you
we
have
go.
the sound. You have the sound on. Oh, it's it killed just for the raffle for me. Same.
Confirmed.
Maybe that's just the VRF, you know, like doing its thing.
Okay, it's back. It's back.
It's back. We have VRF
Black,
shortcut in the game.
we have black box magic.
You were very lucky, mate, with the amount
you
of
guys-
tickets you played.
Oh my god, you see all the stuff I got? I got a godlike flower, I got a champagne bubbly, I got much diamond that I needed earlier. I got
Yeah.
Right. So all those 3D objects sitting there next to the chain link cube, those are your items you won. They populate right there in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was a little animation that you missed, but I think we will next week we will tweet some little animation about those things, so you would be able to see it back again in good quality. So the artwork for the team, so we want it to be visible in good quality. Yes. Yeah, we missed the raffle. Maybe if my team is hearing me, we can do a short clip that we could share it with the raffle animation as we missed it, because it's really cool.
It was a cool animation, LP. Yeah, there's some music. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
So we
So
got a
now
bunch
you
of
are
diamond.
you are bringing back the diamond.
Yeah, and you got to watch out. Actually, if you stand on the FOMO, you'll actually get damaged by standing on the FOMO. So, I died yesterday while I was doing this because I didn't realize the FOMO was killing me. But it makes sense, you know, given that FOMO is it's almost like a hot molten some sort of material. So
Yeah,
we
I think
got
it was in the white paper that it was a bit represented as lava by then.
yeah. hmm We got Nick
Uh,
Mudge here. Let's bring him his
yes.
diamond.
So it should equip when you drop it just in front of him.
That is so cool. I did not even realize that, but I grabbed the diamond, I brought it over to Nick Mudge, I dropped it there, and he actually now is holding the diamond. So that's really cool to see that visually happening too. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, so let's interact with him. Thanks a lot for finding the precious diamond. Aavegotchi cannot exist without it. Now that I think about it, Jesse was looking for you earlier. It was important. Find him quickly. But find Jesse for something really cool. I think you guys will like. So Jesse, we see him up there. He's hanging out. He's chilling over there. We see him to go climb this tower.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, there is not a lot of density on the map right now, and that's because it's a proof of concept. But our vision and our, I would say, where we would like to go is something very detailed. Even all the installation we made right now for us should have more detail, even if it's good shape now. So yeah, it would be quite some work of creation and trying to get it better and better. But yeah, it's a good idea what it should be. Oh, so you found Jesse.
Found Jesse. He's giving us an intro. He's founder, lead singer of Aavegotchi, co-founder of Mintable, creator of Polynex, and chief operating officer of Pixelcraft Studios. Have a lot of alpha to discuss, but first you'll have to give me the link bubbly, which we did actually win at the raffle. So we'll go back and get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll go back and get that one.
Yeah, right now the game mechanic is done like that because we need to work on the way you collect items and you drop. It's something a bit particular on the. Yes, you have to do a bit of run.
You guys had a recent call with the Sandbox team as well. What was their kind of feedback? Were they excited for this sort of experience? Did they see huge potential? Because I could see this being really unique for a Sandbox experience. I've played a few other Sandbox experiences, and it's more of like a party. This is a little bit different than what I've experienced before in Sandbox.
Yes, we had two calls with them. One call in order to talk about the ideas, and also Jesse organized this week with some metaverse on Polygon, a Twitter space, and Sandbox was here, so we were able to discuss about the vision, the general vision of metaverse, the gaming on Polygon, and everything. And yes, Sandbox, that's typically the kind of experience they could like. It bring not only a game, but an ecosystem and an experience, and also a base of users. So it's a great way to stories, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. So we're back at Jesse here. For those of you watching the stream, I got his bubbly back. Says, "Thanks for bringing me my bubbly. Would you like to know more about the Gotchiverse?" And this is an opportunity for the player to actually kind of do some digging and figure out what is the Gotchiverse. And so, you could say yes, please. And he says, Aavegotchis are citizens of the Gotchiverse, cute little ghosts who like to dress up, farm, alchemica, vote on DAO proposals, and shit post with their friends. And you could say, I'm curious, tell me more, and goes into the initial lore of the Gotchiverse. So we kind of all are familiar with this, probably from the light paper. Gotchiverse began with a handful of Aavegotchis. Still, as liquidations grew within the ether realm, so the population of the Gotchiverse burgeoned with thousands of Aavegotchis exploring, building, and settling in its vast expanses. But he has something important for us. And so he says, "You must prepare yourself, soldier. We see liquidators approaching on the horizon. You'll need to pass the message to the Citadel General, who immediately activate the Citadel defense system." So this is a new quest defend the citadel. And maybe you guys can guess from seeing the trailer what this might be about. Maybe. And so I think we have to go talk to the general, right? That's what he said. Citadel
Yeah,
General.
you need to find him, but quickly
Yeah.
because liquidators are coming.
They're on the horizon, so we must move quick. Okay. Hachi Farmy, you have a clue for me? You want to point me in the right direction?
Go left. Yeah, you need.
Outside, like outside and go left.
Yeah, it's FOMO. It's in the FOMO area. You need to go to the walls.
Right.
It's in the
exactly.
tower. Yeah.
What the general's gonna be hanging out at.
To climb, the easiest way is from the inside of the inner wall. You have some little stairs.
On the inside of the wall.
Yeah.
This one here. I see. He's up there.
Yeah.
Citadel General's hanging out at the top there. Can you climb this? No. Good.
You need to climb the inner walls here. So to climb the inner walls, you need to go in the inner walls, and after that, you're gonna have a little stairs. So
There we go. Here we go. Citadel General.
climb the ladder.
Yeah, he says, I see these orders come from lead summoner Golden Cross. I'll activate the defense system immediately. Take a look at the outer corner of the towers. So you guys keep a close eye on the stream. I'll try and point it to where you should be looking, but I'm gonna say, okay, I'm ready. And if you look in the corner there, Citadel defense system has been activated. And so these towers open up just like the trailer. You talk to the general. You see over there. Now they're gonna close up.
Pew 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 pew.
And so maybe there's some functionality that'll be introduced at some point. That would be cool.
Right now, as we said, we are trying to be as closer as we can to the trailer, as it's the base that we wanted to use, in order not to deviate from the ideas that Pixelcraft wanted to release by then. So, okay, so now I think you have to go to talk to and after I think there is another quest that is you don't have to do in the narrative, but if you can try to find me, I'm just to the left.
You want to
It's
do that
another.
right now,
Or you can do it after, maybe. Yeah,
Okay,
you
I'll
can
do
do
it
it at the end. It's more about channeling. So, okay, so.
Okay. So you succeeded at all the quests. You're a ready soldier. Now go to the front line, explore and confirm the rumors. The liquidator has been seen near the tree of FUD. Could you come back to me after your observations and alert us to any nasty liquidators? And of course, we're ready. We're soldiers, right? So we're ready to go. Let's check this out. Liquidator rumors. Not sure I'll be back. Oh. Okay, and we have to go through this portal, I believe. There we go.
Yes.
And now we are in the forest of FUD.
You are in
the forest, and now we have to go see if there are really liquidators approaching on the horizon. And if we look into the horizon there, you might see something. Your liquidator there approaching. And so the rumors are definitely true. There's definitely liquidators coming. So let's go run back and let the portal mage know.
If you want to do it the sandbox way, you can try to climb the little blocks that are to the right of the portal, and you will have a clear overview of the forest. But it's as you wish.
Alpha. Let's try and see if we can make this happen.
So it's basic sandbox mechanics, this one. I think for the people who already played sandbox, a lot of experience has a lot of terraforming. That's what but then we don't think it's something we wanted to bring in the Citadel because it doesn't bring anything to the experience to us, the gaming experience, I would say. But definitely at the end, maybe some more terraforming will come after. But
Wow.
yeah.
That's
And
really cool.
we didn't talk a lot about that, but Sandbox will release soon the 0.8 version of the game maker. And right now you can only have one visual environment on an experience like this, so you can only choose a light, day, night, and the render is really not the same when you choose light or night, day or night. Sorry. Having the possibility to have multiple visual environment, it's good because you would be able to have light when you're in the citadel, but when the liquidators are coming, you could put a bit more like dark environment like this one. Also, the multiplayer would be way more developed. So, for example, the Tree of Thought could be a massive fight with a lot of Gotchi gang members trying to find their way through liquidators, or I don't know. So that's possibilities. But we wanted, really wanted to have a little guess about what could be the Tree of Thought.
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to showcase the last quest here. That's a kind of a informative or educational quest on channeling. I'm going to talk to the OG and the founder of the Sandbox, Gachi Farmi himself.
Yeah.
Bonjour, I'm Gachi Farmi, one of the founders of the Gachi French Army, an essential guild among the Aavegotchis created in June 2021. Find the altar, which allows you to channel on it and pick up all the alchemica that spills out of it. And so we can learn more about alchemica here. So alchemica, can you tell me more about this? Gachas alchemica are the 4 elements of the Gotchiverse ERC20 tokens, FUD, FOMO, Alpha, and Keck. They can be combined to craft installations and aesthetica like parcel decorations, among other uses. And so now let's talk about this quest here. The altar is one of the most important installations on the parcel. They were initially used for alchemical channeling, but the parcels link to Aavegotchi. The altar can also be upgraded to further the tech tree of various other installations. So let's start this quest. Have fun, friends. I love working with this fantastic team. Building this experience was completely awesome, and I'll have great memories of it. And so this is the final quest, and so we have to go find the altar that will let us channel.
Yes.
Do you know which one it is? I think
So
it's
in the
down here.
Gotchiverse, you have 2 colors for the parcel. You have the blue when it's not your parcel,
Oh, right.
and you have the purple when it's yours. So,
Okay, so I have to go find my altar.
Well, little clue, it's the opposite where you were. From
Yeah,
you were.
saving me time. I love it.
And it's not very complicated. You can continue here on the road, the other side. Yeah, I have a lag, so I'm seeing 15 seconds after
Oh, okay.
you're playing, but you should go totally the opposite corner.
The opposite corner?
Yeah.
Like diagonally?
Diagonally, yeah, exactly. You turn right after the Gotchi memory, and that it's at the end of the road.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going the right way.
We need to develop ways in the experience.
Yeah, it's gonna be over here. One of these ones.
Maybe I'm gonna.
Here we go. I found it. Or no, this is not it. Right here. This is it.
Jesse, I think I'm gonna put back the link for the feedbacks.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's pinned at the top as well. But go
Okay,
ahead and
it's
drop
pinned. Okay, cool. I didn't see.
You know, and as people give feedback, I think maybe this is a good time for you to talk about high level about what we're ultimately trying to accomplish here, and what we're seeing here is like a lot of kind of it's a demo, right? It's a proof of concept. What you want to do is over the next 3 months, take the team, take this concept, and the updated game maker that Sandbox just published, which is very multiplayer focused, and basically do a more robust version of this. Like you guys have, in my opinion, very much proven yourselves as capable of building within the sandbox. Now take it and just do more complex gameplay, like really make it into something that keeps you coming back. Is that fair to say? And like what should be and what's coming up on the horizon? What's the call to action here? I think there's a DAO proposal on the horizon. Like, what's kind of the next few weeks look like for you guys?
Yes, exactly. We will look very deeply in the feedback we're gonna get today. And yes, if we are seeing the Gotchi gang and the Aavegotchi community excited about that, we would be very happy to put a deal proposal on the run. So maybe first, and as it always has, first a forum proposal as it could be discussed. To be honest, we made a very deep presentation to the sandbox about what could be the Aavegotchi experience guidelines, timeline, and business model. So definitely the forum proposal we should put in motion would basically talk about all of that aspects, because as you know, Sandbox as a marketplace, it allows also to have some avatars. You can create some specific events for some NFT owners, for example, people owning one Gotchi. So it could bring people to come to have a Gotchi to buy their first Gotchis. So a lot of possibilities. It could be also very cool for Gotchi gang to recreate their Gotchis exactly the same in the experience. Yeah, a lot of possibilities, and it seems that what I'm seeing from today in the chat and everywhere that like the work we made, and I think the type form and the forum discussion would be a good opportunity to have more detailed feedbacks. And yeah, that's basically it. And very happy to continue building that. It's a lot of fun, and for us, we love trying to contribute, having the project continuing to spread. As it was mentioned earlier, I arrived myself in Aavegotchi in September 2020. So I'm deeply involved and quite in love with our project. So it's definitely for us a way to thank Pixelcraft for the work they are doing, and also to bring even more people to come and discover.
I think that's the key. Is there's got to be specific goals, right? If the DAO is going to fund more development of this, it's like the sandbox has a pretty robust user base, right? And so I think one of the things that caught Pixelcraft's attention early when you brought this to us is we can engage with that and create something that is on par or even more exciting than some of the other experiences they're playing. And through going, like, they don't even need to care about Aavegotchi or the Gotchiverse. They just have a great experience in the sandbox with what you guys build. And through doing that, then they also are kind of hooked on Aavegotchi or learn a lot about Aavegotchi along the way. So it kind of has to stand on its own as just like a great experience in and of itself. And that's why I mentioned at the beginning, I just think like what Brolian just shared, there's a certain aesthetic and vibe to what you guys have created here that's one-to-one with a lot of 3D work we've done internally with Pixelcraft, and you guys have carried it over to Sandbox in a way that's really elegant. The starry sky, the castle walls, everything is just like mwah. So I feel like, I don't know, there's a lot of potential here. I think it's worth at least building out this demo you guys have built out, and now it's a matter of getting feedback from the community and seeing, understanding what you where you guys want to take it, and if it's something that can stand on its own, then it's probably going to be, something we all want to seriously consider supporting. And so, what about this recent game maker? I don't know if anybody has the link to it, but you built this using the Sandbox Game Maker, and they're always updating that. They just put out a new update that seems multiplayer focused. Do you have anything to share in terms of like things we don't see today that would be possible tomorrow because of the latest updates to the game maker?
Yes, they don't update it very often for major release. We have little updates. It's quite every week. But this one is gonna bring it's very focused on multiplayer, and the way they see multiplayer gaming right now in Sandbox, it's more like a Fall Guys way. So that's the mechanic that the Game Maker version 0.8 is about. But as always in Sandbox, you can use a feature and have it functioning the way you want. So it's not released yet. So I think we can't try it right now. But in the process of creation, we had some ideas right now we couldn't implement with the actual version of the game maker, and it seems that this new one would help us implement that. I'm not sure how much alpha I can release today if I don't want to be killed by my team, but at last it should be something like multiple layers. Or today you saw 2 layers of the parcel. It's a 2x2, but would like to recreate multiple environment of the Aavegotchi space, and in each environment we would have to have a different gameplay. It could be the first one educational, the second one fighting, the third one it could be like cooperative multiplayer, and the fourth one could be, for example, the fake Gotchi gallery, where I would say, as you mentioned, the sandbox user base during the last alpha season was 350k users unique. So having the fake Gotchi art displayed, even if not that number is going to play the experience for sure, it's a good exposure. So it would be multiple gameplay, and I think that's the force of our project. It's not only like a museum, it's not only a fight game, it's not only a discover project game, it's something that would mix everything, and that's the vision we have. And you mentioned it, but we estimate the work to do 3 months work to perform what we have in mind. And as I said, we are deeply convinced that the proposal that are going to be implemented should be not all, but some direction should have to be chosen by the Gotchi gang directly, and the DAO. So yeah, and also something I want to precise: even if the GFA team wants to develop the experience should be owned in our mind by the DAO. It would be a DAO product owned by the DAO, and the revenue generating, it's something to discuss, of course. But yeah, it should be like DAO parcels in Sandbox. That would also allow us with Sandbox to create some synergies, because we have some partner parcels in the Gotchiverse. Maybe at some point we will have other possibilities in the Gotchiverse with other projects. So that's definitely trying to create that kind of synergy between the projects. Even developing different metaverse, as Aavegotchi is very specific and unique in his kind. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well said. And we've talked about that a lot. This is ultimately, you guys are, Gotchi Farm is part of the DAO, and you guys see yourself as part of the DAO building this out. And so I think that's really cool. I think that's a great.
Speaking of the DAO, what do we have here, friends?
Uh-oh.
Little tweet just dropped. A little bit of alpha dropping. Actually, a lot of alpha dropping. Got it in the hangout with a bang here, right? This is the official Forge 101 blog post written by Dr. Wagney and the team, and made a super fire tweet thread to go along with it. So definitely get that out. Like it, retweet it, tell your friends. Talk to, we added a couple big projects in there: Doodles, Cyberbrokers, Moonbirds. Also, friends experimenting with wearables. It'd be something interesting if you guys know anyone in those communities. Drop it to them. Make sure they see it. because this is a totally DAO built project, and it's going to be coming live in just a few weeks here. So this is kind of starting to raise a little bit of awareness about it, help everyone understand exactly how the Forge is going to work.
Yeah, I kind of see the next few weeks as like wearables. I'd say wearables month, but it's like second half of January, first half of February, and really all through February could be wearables month because you've got the Forge, you've got rarity farming, you've got all these things coming together. The GBM's going live for wearables. There's just so much happening in the wearables market right now.
Is that a Gotchi intern in the video? Because that's hilarious if it is.
Check that. Let's see which frame are we talking about?
In the tweet, the video, the Iron Man parody. It looks like Gotchi intern.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'll tag him and see.
Yeah, making a cameo.
It's massive.
Pretty excellent thread. Good here. It's crazy what the Forge really does in terms of atomizing each wearable and breaking it down. So you get this deflationary pressure on future wearables, but you get new wearables at the same time. Pretty powerful stuff.
The creators a lot of work to recreate that. No, it's and I think
The
a lot of
tokenized
people
alloy
wanted.
as well.
Oh, sorry, go on, Hefe.
I was just gonna say the tokenized alloy is just a really genius idea, in my opinion. Like specifically the alloy, because you could, like, what a great way to have partnerships with the projects. You know, if there were specific items, even maybe in, for example, with the sandbox experience, if there was a specific wearable that your character was going to wear, maybe there's a way to get that with some alloy or some of the other tokens associated from like the wearable derivatives. So it's just so many different ideas that can come out of like this forge. I'm really looking forward to like the subsequent like iterations like that happen after this V1 and see, you know, what other things come out of there. So yeah, really great release there with the forge. I think the DAO is getting its legs now with these sorts of projects, and it's really cool to see that starting to happen. Some of these larger initiatives happening within the DAO.
And we all wanted new wearables.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
we can have our cake and eat it too, right? Don't have to inflate the wearables. We can still get new ones. Keeps that excitement there, you know. Yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of I don't know the specifics on it. Maybe it's in the blog post itself, but there will be like a raffle as well as a GBM style auction for the wearable components as well. That'll be really interesting. It's been a while.
Yeah,
since
that's going to be a huge use case for the GBM, I think. Hopefully, I know there's a lot of discussion about the GBM. You guys keep it going in the DAO forum. We are going to be having a call with the GBM team early next week to go over some of the ideas and see which ones they think are feasible from a kind of a data-driven perspective. So if anyone has any more big brain ideas, get them in over the weekend, and we'll put them on the GBM table. Hopefully, we can have we could probably have something done by the time we want to go live with the Forge stuff, as long as it's not too work intensive.
Mm-hmm. So for those of you still watching this experience, I'm just about to wrap it up here and say this is the end off the experience, and it actually gives you like a really cool breakdown at the end of kills you got. I think that's what you were speaking to. Got you farming if you had any kills, the timer of how long it took to complete the quest, as well as the number of quests you completed. So we completed all 7. And so that could be a really interesting way to like track Gotcha Gang members, how they're doing. Is there a leaderboard associated with this, or are there leaderboards in Sandbox for this sort of thing?
Yes, exactly. Sorry, Kododan, what you mentioned right before was a question for me, maybe, but I lost a bit of what you said. But if it was about the forge wearable to recreate, it's something you can do with the experience. But I'm not sure it was a question for me. And about the leaderboard, yeah, the idea would be for us in the part I mentioned about fighting, maybe multiplayer fight or maybe single player fight. The single player fight could generate a leaderboard in order to reward the best players in the Tree of Fud fight or something like that. So, something that could happen, and that would allow reward the best players in the experience, not only the player, because in a lot of alpha seasons on Sandbox, you just have people that come, do, and finish the experience because they have to get some rewards. But I think we also want to have good players to do it, and also about replayability. If you want to do higher score next time, you would come back to replay the experience and everything. So yeah, that's something we have in mind.
Oh, very cool. Yeah, well, I wanted to thank you for putting this together. It was a decent amount of coordination between us and Gotchi Farmy to get this kind of to work this way. So I'm glad it's we had a few hiccups earlier on, but I think overall it was hope everybody got a good overview of what the vision is for this, and I hope everyone's excited for the things that are going to come down the pipeline from Gotchi Farmy in the next few months.
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Hefe, for the time you took with us to organize that. Thanks to Pixelcraft also for allowing us to share and to construct that. Next week, we're going to try to release some little pieces of the experience, good quality on the networks. So as at least today, also the replay would be available on Twitch. So I don't know about the quality, but it should be the same, I guess. So we're going to forward that, and also according to the feedback that we're going to get. Yes, as we mentioned, we should kickstart the discussion in the forum, and also in the GFA we are starting like an experiment with the engagement and everything. So yeah, next week you would be able to see that, and thanks a lot for everyone being here today and discussing that with us. We were deeply happy to being able to share that with you. As I said earlier, it was very long, and we deeply wanted to share it with the community. So thank you very much.
Thanks, man. That's you guys have been working so hard. It's awesome to finally get this out to the community.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Does anybody have any more questions for Gotchi Farmy, or any questions in general? Yeah, I'm reading the chat here. I think people are getting excited about some of the Forge stuff. It looks like maybe a mythical paintbrush in there. Be cool.
These calls get me so hyped.
Seriously.
Yeah, it's an alpha session, and I think we've always kept that vibe.
I'm just saying, this is only the second hangout of 2023. So just like take that for context. Like we're just beginning,
Yeah, we're setting the tone for the year. I think all of us are killing it right now in our own rights, and I'm feeling overall really good about 2023 for us. So I guess we can end off. Maybe I will just kind of give you guys a glimpse of the DAO call tomorrow. We'll be discussing. I think Ross is going to be coming in and discussing the DAO Constitution, right, Quarter Dan?
I don't know if Ross will be, but we do have the first draft of it, and the idea is basically we'd like to go through it with everyone on a call and just identify kind of do a collective brainstorm on any areas we think we would want to work on or maybe amend. So that's pretty much what we'd like to do, and try to get through as much as it. It might need 2 calls, but we'll get through as much of it as we can.
Okay. And then finally, I know I've been saying this for a while. I was saying this near the end of December, and then we all kind of took some time off, which was good. But we finally got the DAO mission and vision like board, Miro board together just for that one thing. And I'm hoping tomorrow we can have a conversation around that and just nail down maybe even a rough draft and see if anybody can come to a consensus on the direction that the DAO wants to go. Not only with that, but I think we can have a conversation around like having a committee, like a funding committee within the DAO, and what that would look like, how the community would want to see that. And so that's going to be on the docket for tomorrow. And I think we'll discuss East Denver a little bit. We did discuss pretty heavily last weekend, but we've listened to people's concerns and made some amendments and aggregated some data points for people. So we have a more comprehensive, give a comprehensive update on that aspect as well. So that should actually take up all those things there. It should take up a large part of the DAO meeting there tomorrow. But I'm looking forward to it. Shout out to Hardcore for putting together the Miro board. You're welcome to drop that in the chat if you'd like to, sir. But that's all I got. You guys up here, you got anything else here for folks in here today?
Everybody have a good day. Go like and subscribe gotchinews.network. I'm building. I have a dev working with me. I just need to raise some funds to get my the next level so I can add templates and stuff. But we're gonna be adding a wallet connect and doing all types of cool stuff with some fake gotchis. So just go like and subscribe.
Nice.
Very cool.
Thanks again for having Affinity Keys, guys, and really excited to push forward on this. Very, very excited.
Yeah,
Have a
right on.
wonderful weekend, everyone.
Happy Friday.
All right, friends. Thanks.
Yes,
I'm gonna
just-
also head out here. Thanks for a great hangout. See you guys tomorrow.
See you guys.
See you. Just a little clarification. We are still on Twitch and we are streaming it directly from the PC. So if some people missed the presentation or didn't see everything, it's going to be done a second time. So don't hesitate. And thank you very much all.
Yeah, see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, see
Bye-bye.
y'all tomorrow. If you don't, have a great weekend. Peace out, Gotcha Gang.
Peace out.